When Jesus spoke, he didn't give lectures filled with definitions. He told stories. Stories about farmers, candles, shepherds, and weddings, the kind of world his listeners already knew. But why? Why wrap truth in the ordinary instead of explaining it directly? Maybe that's the real question. Did Jesus use parables just to simplify things, or to make us think more deeply? A parable isn't just a story, it's a riddle wrapped in something familiar. The Greek word parabole literally means to place beside. It's a comparison through experience, heaven next to earth, the divine beside the daily. Perhaps that's why parables linger. They don't just give you an answer, they make you wrestle with it. And maybe that's the point. Truth sticks because you had to find it yourself. When the disciples asked, "Why do you speak in parables?" Jesus replied, "To you it has been given to know the secrets of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it has not been given." Was he saying that parables were meant to hide the truth, or to protect it, waiting for hearts ready to receive it? Maybe it's both. A story can whisper what an argument can't. It can slip past our defenses and take root before we even realize it's there. What do you think? Were parables meant to reveal or to conceal? Let's picture the world he spoke into. First century life wasn't easy. People lived close to the land, under the shadow of an empire, with little time or luxury for abstract philosophy. So maybe Jesus used parables because they fit their world. You could see yourself in the farmer, the merchant, the servant, the lost sheep. But do these stories still work in our world, where we scroll more than we sow, where our nets are made of Wi-Fi and code? Maybe that's the test of timelessness. Does a story from 2,000 years ago still manage to read your life today? Even though Jesus never used modern words like energy or vibration, his parables hum with metaphysical undertones, a kingdom growing unseen within the soil, or perhaps within the soul. Power leaving his body when someone touched him, an awareness of flow and connection, a light that shines from within, not from above. Were these metaphors meant to describe spiritual mechanics in the only language his listeners could grasp? Or are we the ones still trying to decode what they somehow understood intuitively? Also, consider the danger. Preaching about a new kingdom under Roman rule was a risky business. A parable could veil a revolutionary idea in the harmless language of farming and fishing. To those with ears to hear, it was revelation. To those watching for treason, it was just a story. Was that a clever survival tactic or a divine strategy? Every parable seems to ask one silent question. What kind of soil are you? Some hearts resist, others receive. Maybe the story doesn't actually change us until we see ourselves inside it. And maybe that's why these teachings still feel so alive, because the meaning shifts and deepens with every generation, with every single listener. Do you think these stories were designed to evolve as we do? Today, our lamps are our screens, our nets are digital, and yet the metaphors still hold. But is that because they touch on universal truths, or because we keep reinterpreting them to fit our lives? If Jesus were here today, would he still use parables? Maybe he'd use memes, short videos, or social media threads to reach our attention-fractured minds. And would we still miss the meaning, scrolling right past it like the crowds who heard but didn't understand? Civilizations rise and fade, but certain stories remain. The prodigal son, the good Samaritan, the lost sheep, somehow we still recognize ourselves in them. Is that divine design, or just brilliant storytelling? Could it be that truth doesn't need to change its form because, deep down, we haven't changed as much as we think? Perhaps parables aren't lessons to be memorized, but mirrors to sit with. They invite silence, not debate. So, which one echoes in you most? The seed that didn't grow, or the lamp still hidden under a basket? If you were there on that hillside, would you have understood, or walked away confused? Would the story have found good soil in you? Maybe Jesus used parables because they last longer than arguments. Or maybe He just knew that sometimes the deepest truth speaks loudest when it whispers. What do you think? Were these stories meant for ancient farmers? Or for all of us, still trying to understand what the kingdom really is? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And if this gave you something to reflect on, please like and subscribe for more. Thanks for watching.